I didn't record an intro today, but we visited Sueños Expo in the Tower Building in Fair Park, so let's go to that. Alright, as y'all can see, it was an expo full of booths, full of vendors. They had ballrooms, they had dresses, they had makeup, they had catering, they had photography, they had DJs, they had dance crews. We did get a chance to interview some of the vendors. I didn't get to interview all of them because my mic died. So I wasn't able to get that good a sound. I didn't know, what it was gonna be like. But let's go ahead and go to those interviews now. Everybody, we're here at Cristi's Banquet and Salon Continental with Miriam, and she's gonna ask a couple questions. She's gonna answer a couple questions for you guys. So Miriam, ¿cuántos años tiene trabajando en el servicio de salón? Rosy Catering y ella les va a decir un poquito de su negocio. ¿Cuántos años lleva haciendo esto de catering?
Bueno, pues estamos en 15 años de servicio, de estar en constante trabajo con nuestros clientes.
Y luego, si alguien quisiera contactarla a usted, ¿dónde la pudieran contactar?
Bueno, me podrían contactar 972-672-5815. Tenemos nuestras oficinas localizadas en Oakley, en la Kiss, 2422 West Kiss Boulevard en Dallas, Texas.
¿Y qué tipo de comida ofrece usted con su programa?
Bueno, pues yo primeramente que nada hablo con el cliente y les pregunto qué les gustaría y ya de ahí formo el platillo que ellos quieren.
Okay. Y luego, si usted pudiera darle una sugerencia a una quinceañera que apenas está empezando a desarrollar, ¿qué le diría?
Bueno, pues yo primeramente me sentaría a platicar con ella y ya vería qué es lo que le gusta y ya de ahí comenzaríamos con la decoración, la fruta, la comida, meseros y todo.
Okay. Bueno, muchas gracias, Rosy de Rosy's Catering. Le vamos a poner los contactos abajo para que los que gusten están aquí dando pasta, pollo, alfredo, salsa chipotle y limonada fresca, fruta. Aquí un poco de todo. Okay. Con Jorge, Jorge Rojas Photo, fotógrafo y video, ¿verdad? Okay. Foto, video y photo booth. A ver, señor Jorge, ¿usted cuántos años lleva trabajando en esto?
Uy, no, desde que tenía como 22, o sea que tengo 23, no es cierto. Tengo 36 años, entonces ya es un ratote haciendo foto y video.
Okay.
Y el puro boot apenas como 2 años.
¿Y sus oficinas dónde están localizadas?
Están en Irving, nuestras oficinas, ahí nos pueden, bueno, es cosita, pero ahí podemos vernos tranquilamente, tomarnos un cafecito y pues explicarles bien lo de nuestros banquetes y cómo trabajamos.
Okay. ¿Y ofrece para quinceañera, para boda, para todo?
Exactamente, quinceañeras y bodas y pues sí es lo que hacemos.
Okay. Y si usted pudiera darle una sugerencia a una quinceañera que apenas está empezando, ¿qué le diría?
Contraten a un, ¿cómo se dice? A un planeador, event planner. Es bien importante, les va a ayudar bastante. Se van a divertir, van a gastar dinero, pero se van a divertir.
Gracias.
Bye.
Estamos con Maritza de New York Looks. Maquillaje y peinado para quinceañeras. ¿Cuántos años lleva haciendo ustedes maquillaje y peinado?
Ya llevo aproximadamente ya casi 20 años.
Y luego, para una quinceañera, si nada más va a ser quinceañera, ¿cuánto tiempo más o menos tarda para maquillarla el día del evento?
Bueno, el día del evento todo depende. Nosotros nos tardamos, yo doy casi siempre como 45 minutos por persona. Depende de la persona que sea, es el tiempo que se lleva.
Y luego, si usted pudiera darle una sugerencia a una quinceañera que apenas está empezando a hacer sus planes, ¿qué le diría a usted?
Bueno, yo le diría que viniera a una expo, porque ahí puede mirar en persona su trabajo.
Maritza va a enseñar a Samantha su modelo para enseñar su trabajo.
Como aquí pueden ver a Samantha. Samantha nos tardó por lo menos como una hora y 15 minutos entre maquillaje y peinado. Nosotros tratamos de coordinar el maquillaje y el peinado con su vestido. También nos dejamos llevar también con su perfil. El perfil tiene que ver mucho con la niña. Coordinamos colores, vestidos. Ustedes ven, mira la cosa que queda una vez que ya está arreglado.
Welcome back. So today's video was basically just going to be 5 tips for quinceañeras that are just starting out their planning for their events. I know it's going to be a very stressful time. I've actually worked with so many quinceañeras and I usually give them the same tips, but because I see them at the end of the process for the preparation, you know, those tips don't really get taken into account. I just wanted to make these quick little guide just for any quinceañera that is barely starting to plan, or if you're 12, 13, 14, you know, you're thinking about it but you're not sure yet. So yeah, here we go. Number 1. This is from my perspective. Like I said, I've done a number of quinceañeras, whether choreography, whether DJing, whether personal, and this is my number 1 tip that I always tell them. But like I said, because I see them at the end of the preparation, I can't really do anything about it. Your dress. I know you want to have your long, beautiful gown and everything, but I cannot tell you how many times quinceañeras trip on their dress. Okay? Whether they wear heels, whether they wear Converse, whether they wear boots. Okay? That's always a problem. My sister personally, she actually did listen to me. I told her, I'm like, when you go get your dress fitted, make sure it's at least 2 inches above the floor when you're barefoot. Okay, the reason I told her this is that way when she dances, when she walks, when she does whatever, she doesn't have to be holding her dress. Many quinceañeras, you'll see they go around like this all the time. Okay, so what does this mean? You can't use your hands. You're worried about the dress the whole time. If you go forwards, you're gonna trip on it. If you go backwards, you're gonna trip on it. If you are dancing, people can't dance with you because your dress is gonna rip. Okay, if you have a tail, that's a different story. But the actual main part of the dress, which is like the frills and everything, please make sure they're at least 2 inches above the floor when you're barefoot. A lot of the dress vendors are actually gonna try to fight against this because of the fact that they don't want to alter it. But just keep pressing them, and I promise you will thank me. It is gonna be a little higher once you put on your heels. I'm not gonna say no, but at least you'll feel comfortable enough to where you're not gonna dress on everything. Okay, so for example, if you know for sure that you're gonna be wearing 4-inch heels, then you can get away with 1/2 inch or 1 inch above the floor when you're barefoot. But you still want to make sure you got enough of that clearance on the floor, that way your dress isn't dragging. You don't want to rip your dress, you don't want it to be all dirty. Previous quinceañeras, look at the bottom of your dress and it's nasty because it's been dragging everywhere. Everybody stepped on it, it's ripped. Okay, it's my number 1 tip. Again, 2 inches if you're barefoot. You're using huge heels, go for 1 inch, at least 1 inch. Okay, number 2, packages are not always the least expensive way to go. Okay, so I have gone through different ballrooms and I've asked them what their pricing is. It's very convenient, the fact that you get everything all together, but I can tell you this from experience. Ballrooms are going to charge a little bit extra for other services provided. For example, if they don't offer if staff themselves in the ballroom don't offer DJ, don't offer limousine, don't offer catering, photography, if they get another vendor to come in to be part of their package, they're going to charge you a little extra because they do want to make money on the side. No problem there. I mean, it's all a business. Okay, just keep in mind, sometimes it is cheaper to go outside of the ballroom. Maybe you just want to get the ballroom rental, and then like I said, it's to each their own. But if you have enough time, go ahead and shop around, ask individual vendors how much they charge for their services, and then compare it to how much the ballroom is charging you. Like I said, maybe a DJ charges you $600 on their own individually. The ballroom is going to charge you $700 for that DJ because they need to make some money off of it as well. So they're charging you for planning your event because of the fact that it's a package. And it is very helpful, it's very convenient. I mean, if you want to go for a package route, by all means do so. Like I said, it's very, very easy to do it that way, but it's not always the cheapest. Okay, so if you're trying to lessen the amount that you're spending on your event, I would say just shop around, start on time. Like, start super early. If you have a 15 coming up in a year, you're already late. So start maybe 18 months ahead of time, maybe 16 months ahead of time. But, start planning, start shopping around, asking for quotes and everything. And that way you can get your budget set up. Here comes a plane. And also, I know some vendors, especially in Sueños magazine, they offer discounts for their services by mentioning an ad in the flyer. So, the package might not offer it to you because of the fact that that's already included in the package. But if you happen to look at the magazine and the photographer is like $500 discount, it's an extra money that's in your pocket. Numero 1, 2, 3. Have fun with your quinceañera video, your photo shoot. I get tired of seeing, no offense, because it's to each their own, to everybody their own taste. But I get tired of seeing the same quinceañera doing this. Just randomly posing against the tree like this. Okay? So I like seeing photo shoots that are having fun, like the ones, I know it's a cliche, but the ones that are playing soccer, the ones that are doing a music video. Do something. Think about, something innovative that you would like to do. If you want to do a dance for the video, do that. If you want to do like a video, like a movie, like an action movie or something, do that. Think about all the money you're spending on the photographer or the videographer, and don't just let that go to waste by just doing some classic, like, okay? I can do that. I can do that by myself. I just set the camera down, go out into like the middle of the arboretum, go to a nice park or something, and I can do that myself. So I'm just saying, if you're paying that much for it, they're gonna do what you want them to do. So make it creative, make it fun, make it, you know, something that's gonna be memorable, okay, and not just something awkward looking like. Putting makeup on in the mirror, yeah, you know, something like that. Have fun with it. Tip number 4: make a list. It sounds simple, but nobody does it, or at least a lot of people don't do it. Make a list of everything and anything that you will need for your quinceañera. You want to make a list of everything that you're going to need, from the church, from the dress, from the shoes, the crown, the doll, the cake, the food, of course, the table decor, the ballroom, your DJ, your dancing, everything. Like I said, if it's a package, that's fine. Make sure everything that's in the package is what you need. If you need anything additional, add it to the list. Make sure you make a new list towards your quinceañera date of the things that you need to take that day. I've had time and time again where somebody forgets an item. Maybe they forgot the shoes. Maybe they forgot the doll. Believe it or not, they'll forget the doll at home. It's really inconvenient to try and get the preparation or the presentation that day, and the doll is at home like 20 miles away because the ballroom isn't close to your house. So keep that in mind. List. Check them again. It's gonna get tiring. Like I said, this whole event is stressful, but you're gonna be more prepared if you have a list of everything you need. Tip number 5: if you're gonna ask for sponsors, padrinos, if you're gonna ask your friends to be in your court of honor, please just make sure that they're responsible. All the planning of this is already putting a lot on your plate, so you don't need somebody backing out at the last minute and making you depressed. I mean, not depressed, but making you really sad about the fact that now you got to figure out what you're gonna do to replace something that is missing now. For example, quinceañera, she'll get her friends, all her friends will be like, oh yeah, I want to be in your 15. Oh yeah, I want to be in your 15. Something like that. And then come to find out, maybe 2 practices in, they're like, oh, I can't because my mom didn't let me. Oh, I can't because I'm failing and my parents didn't let me. Oh, I don't want to anymore. Oh, I'm working. Okay? Make sure you get responsible people. If you cannot find responsible people, ask around. See if there's, the cadets already have the guys that are going to dance for you. There's some choreographers that rent out chambelanes. Family members, usually their parents force them to do it anyways. So, for example, if you got 20 cousins, you got your court of honor right there. And last but not least, I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by February 15th. If you haven't heard yet, YouTube has changed their guidelines for content creators. So small content creators like myself are kind of just like scrambling to try and find as many subscribers as we can. I have the views. They had a limit of views that we had to add 10,000 views. Of course, if you scroll down through the videos, you'll see that I have more than 10,000 views. But they said that now I have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So if you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, comment, check out the other videos below. If you have a friend or two, have them subscribe too. That'll help me out plenty. And here we go. We're gonna start publishing videos every week. Next week's video is gonna be a dance tutorial featuring my assistant Gio. You may know him from Latin Boys Cadets. So we're gonna have just a dance tutorial to a song that everybody's pretty familiar with. Y'all can go ahead and follow on Instagram and Facebook, Snapchat at DJ Tweak ENT. Links are gonna be below. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.